What's going on, guys? Flick here, and welcome to the start of Season 2 for this FIFA 16 West Ham career mode. I think we had a fairly successful first season, having qualified again for the EuroLeague and winning the FA Cup, and I'm very excited about Season 2, and you guys actually left a ton of player suggestions for me to look into in this summer transfer window, so we'll be doing that shortly. But before we get into that, we have to look at the board objectives. They want us to qualify for the EuroLeague again. I don't think that's an issue. I'm looking to get Champions League personally, or if they call it the Champions Cup in this game. And in terms of the budget, look at that. They gave us 30 million in the transfer budget, 140,000 in the wage. In terms of the domestic cup, they want us to reach the round of 16. So very feasible objectives and ones that I think we can meet. And after losing a few players due to their loan period expiring and having a few come back, this is what the team does look like. We still got Adrian, of course, in the net. We're giving Aaron Cresswell the starting position for the left back position, because I think he performed extremely well whenever he got starts last year, and you guys really seem to enjoy him. Agbana and Reed is our center back duo. We've got Sebastian Young at the right back position, Noble and Koyate at the center defensive mids. Of course, we did lose Alex Song back to Barcelona, and depending what his price is, we might try to bring him back. Antonio on the left, Pyatt in the middle, Lanzini on the right, and then we've got Divock Origi up front. And depending on how Origi does, we're going to keep him at that starting spot, but I might place Iheanacho in as well because he performed really well last season. Once again, we've received an offer to participate in the preseason tournament, and now that I've kind of accustomed to the game, I feel really confident going into these preseason tournaments. So I'm going to accept the offer and check out what kind of invites we do have right here. And roughly about the same, 6.12, 6.84, and a 7.06 in terms of the potential prize monies. And I think we're gonna go with this easy one because they have the easiest teams and I want to get that extra cash. So we've got a couple of transfer offers here, a few being for Andy Carroll and one being for Agbana. What I'm going to do for Andy Carroll is I'm going to counter with 9 million, and if a team does accept that, that's going to give us a lot of funds to work with, and I'm going to do that for the other offer as well. Agbana, I'm not really looking to sell right now, at least not until he hits 30 years old, and then we'll just counter again with 9 million on Andy Carroll. I think Hoffenheim might actually pay that up. So in terms of training, I'm going to continue to train Magellan, and then for these other youth players, I'm going to get them past that 60 overall mark so I can see what kind of status they do have, whether they have potential to be special, and whether I should continue to invest time with them. And then, of course, we're going to continue to train Iheanacho so he can maintain that massive growth. So I've inquired about a number of players, and unfortunately for all the Chelsea players, they're not willing to let them go on a transfer. So Victor Moses and other players that I've got here like Salah and Bertrand Traore, I'm not going to be able to pick up on a transfer. What I think I might do with Traore though is look to do a loan to buy offer, see if Chelsea do accept that. One of the first players that we're looking to sign is Ben Swanson. He's a homegrown American talent, and I'm looking to add some American players to the team, and his value is really not too much. Columbus Crew only want 2 million for him, so we're going to go in with a 1.5 million offer, see if they do accept that, and if that's the case, that'll be an absolute steal. Will Hughes is another player that you guys have suggested a lot, and of course we did come up against his team in the FA Cup final in the previous season, so what I'm going to do is go in with maybe a 3.5 million offer, see if Derby County do accept that, and he could be a good addition to the team. Tolisso is another player that we tried to sign so many times last year and it just didn't happen, so we're going to try it again this year, and we'll start off with a 5 million offer, see if Lyon do accept that. Leon Goretzka has to be one of the highest potential players on our short list, and Schalke really do not want a lot of money for him, only 9 million. So we're going to start with a 5 million offer, and if we can get Leon Goretzka for really anywhere under 10 million, I'd be just overwhelmed, because that would be a tremendous pickup. Several of you have told me to invest in the youth for the goalkeeper position, and we're looking to replace one Spanish keeper through Adrian with another in Arrizabalaga. He's actually not worth too much. 8.5 for a player that has a lot of potential is actually a steal. So I'm going to start with 5 million as well and see what they have to say. We've got a transfer offer for Lewis Page, and I really don't see him being a future first team player for us. His overall just isn't high enough despite being a young player. So we will sell him off, so hopefully he gets some playtime over at Exeter City. And if at any point in the future we do feel like picking him up, we can do that. So we're just going to try to get his market value at 110,000. Now what I'm going to do for these first couple of matches in the preseason tournament is I'm just going to simulate. I feel like if we get past the initial group stage, I'll play the last couple of matches, maybe just the final, because I've kind of familiarized myself with the game and I feel pretty confident moving into Season 2. But unfortunately, Young picks up a red card, Pyatt able to still get a goal, And it just goes to show how little impact red cards make on the game. I said that in the last season, and it's still the case. Origi picking up a second goal, and looks like we're going to get our first win of the season in the preseason tournament against the Columbus Crew, the team that we're trying to get Ben Swanson from. We've got a number of messages to get through. I'm just going to try to get through them one by one, but the biggest one, in my opinion, being that Columbus Crew have accepted our $1.5 million offer for Ben Swanson, and he will be our first signing of Season 2, so that'll be a good deal. Getting some American players in the squad, see if he does accept this, and I'll give him the sporadic first-team player, just because I think that really is what he'll fit into the team as. If he wants a bigger role, then we can maybe give him that. And Hoffenheim have not accepted our $9.5 million counter offer for Andy Carroll, so we're going to try to do a little bit of negotiation with them, see if they accept an 8.5 offer, and I'd be happy with that. And Olympic Lyon say they want $11 million for Tolisso. I'm not willing to give up that much money, but I am willing to give more than $5 million. We'll start with 7, see what they have to say. And apparently Schalke think that Goretzka is worth more than $5 million, but they don't really specify an amount, so we're just going to increase the sum, go over to Goretzka here, and I think I'll go with 7.5 this time on the offered transfer sum. And again, if we could pick him up for under 10 million, I still think that would be a remarkable deal. Lastly, Athletic Bilbao do want some more money for Ariza Balaga. We're going to increase the price to 7.5 million and see what they have to say. And it looks like Chelsea want no business in loaning their players or selling their players to our club. So that's really unfortunate because Chelsea has a lot of players that I wouldn't mind adding to the team. But in other news, Derby County have not accepted our initial offer for Will Hughes, but they say $6 million for him. I think that's only about $3 million more than what we got. So we'll increase the price to $5 million flat, see what they have to say in regards to that. Exeter City have decided to match our counter offer for Lewis Page, so it looks like he'll be packing his bags. We have our final youth scouting report from Norway, and we'll see if we have any players to add here. 54 to 72 to start things off. 68 to 94, we will sign up. And our next one, 59 to 75, 58 to 74, 71 to 91, 70 to 86, 70 to 86, and a 78 to 94. Once again, we will sign on up. A 67 to 85, 66 to 90, and a 53 to 67. And I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but I'm going to be a bit more picky in who I sign. If they don't have the 94 potential, then I will likely not sign them up because our youth academy is getting pretty full. We also have a scouting report from Canada and a 65 to 81 to start things off. A 70 to 94, we will sign up. A 68 to 86, 52 to 64, 51 to 65, 54 to 76, 60 to 82, a 71 to 94 will sign up, 66 to 82, and lastly 59 to 81. Our final scouting report will be from the Republic of Ireland. 63 to 79 start things off, 66 to 92, a 62 to 80, 74 to 94 will sign up, a 58 to 78, 57 to 79, 62 to 78, 56 to 70, and a 64 to 88. That's going to round things out for our countries. As usual, make sure you guys leave a comment down below on what countries you'd like me to scout in the future. We've got a counter offer here for Ben Swanson's contract. I don't think I gave him the wages that he wanted, so we'll up it up to $4,000 just to keep things even. Give him the 4 years and give him the sporadic first-team player. And it looks like Hoffenheim is willing to pay up $8 million for Andy Carroll. I am actually going to accept that because that is above his actual value and he's very unhappy. I just want to get him out of the club and get some funds for him. So we'll accept that offer for $8 million, and that will give us about $6 million or so to work with. Another transfer offer here for Ona Risa, and he's a player that I don't really have plans for. We're going to try to get his market value though at $130,000. And Schalke finally have accepted our transfer offer for Goretzka. I'm pretty pumped about that because he's going to be a spectacular player for us in the future and one that can really come off the bench and make an impact. We'll give him the 50 grand a week for his salary. And the big question is what his squad role is going to be. I'm going to start off with the squad rotational player, see if he does accept that. Bilbao have also accepted our transfer offer of $7.5 million for Ariza Balaga, and we're going to give him his 45 grand a week. And he's a player that I think will rotate into the squad once Adrian does start to decline in his value, and I think he's got a lot of potential. Not sure how much exactly, but we'll give him the squad rotational player as well because that's what he currently has at Bilbao. We've got another simulated match in our preseason tournament against Cruz Azul, another team that I think that we can beat pretty easily. They're kind of on the same level as the Columbus Crew, but still no scoreline in the 25 minutes into the match. Orfa picking up a yellow card, and looks like it's going to be a scoreless first half. As we move into the second half, hopefully we can pick up a couple of goals, because this is our starting 11. Let's be honest, we've got some quality players in here, but still no score line. Lanzini finally breaks the deadlock, makes it 1-0 in our favor, and it looks like we're going to be able to hang on to that, pick up 3 more points, and pretty much ensure our place in the next round. And it looks like Lyon is still being very stingy with their 11 million asking price for Tolisso. So for now, I'm going to back off of him, and that way we can focus on some other positions now that it looks like we're going to add Goretzka to the team. Derby County have accepted our 5 million offer for Will Hughes, but kind of similar to Tolisso, I'm going to back off of him for now. I don't want to have too many center mids in the team and have a result where they don't get enough play time. So for right now, Will Hughes will not be added to the squad. We've got some more contract negotiations, and basically for these first 2 bits with Arrizabalaga and Goretzka, they want a bigger squad role, so I'll sort that out. But Ben Swanson looks like he wants a lot of money, 8,000 a week. I'll still accept that because that's still relatively cheap, but I don't see why he didn't do that in the first place. I'm going to be offering Goretzka an important first team player role. I'm not entirely sure if he'll actually be achieving that in this team, but depending on his performance, he may be a regular in the starting 11. It's going to be a similar situation for Arrizabalaga. We'll give him the important first team player. Not sure if he's going to be able to beat out Adrian for that though. We've got a simulated match against Moskva, and this should be one that I'm not sure if we're going to win. They're definitely our most difficult opponent thus far, but at this point, we've pretty much ensured our spot in the next round, so I'm not too worried about it if we do end up getting a draw or a loss in this one. We're still safe to play in the next round, but still no score line 60 minutes into the game. And we're into the 70th minute now, still no scoreline. If we can hang on to a draw against a pretty decent opponent, I'd be happy with that. And they get a 90th minute goal. That is very disappointing. We finally received confirmation Andy Carroll has left the club, and he will be joining Hoffenheim. And we're going to get an additional 7 million added to the current transfer budget. I'm actually really happy about that. And it looks like Swanson has finally accepted our contract offer, 8 grand a week, and a very low transfer sum of 1.5 million. Overall, a really good deal, and he's going to be a future first team player for us. I can feel it. On the other hand, Goretzka is still hesitant on leaving his home country of Deutschland, so we were going to have to increase the funds. We're going to give him 60 grand a week, 10,000 more than what he's asking for, and we'll give him that important first team player. Arrizabalaga has finally accepted our contract offer, and that is huge for us because he's going to be the future first team goalkeeper for us once Adrian does start to decline in his value, and we'll be swapping one Spanish goalkeeper for another. Great stuff. I'm going to simulate one more match of this preseason tournament. This is currently the semi-final against Sevilla. If we do win this, we're in the final, and I will play that match. Payet opens the scoreline 5 minutes into the game, and I'm also giving some of our new players some playtime in this one. Arrizabalaga as well as Swanson getting the start, and hopefully they can make a big impact on this game. But we're jumping forward to the second half now, 60 minutes into it, and we're still holding on to that 1-0 scoreline. Can we maintain that form and that performance? Last 10 minutes, and it looks like we are just going to hold on. We're in the final, which means we have an opportunity to win a lot of cash. We've got another transfer offer from Exeter City, this time for Elliot Lee, and he's another player I don't have a lot of plans for in the future. So we're just going to be giving Exeter City all our players that just weren't able to make it quite enough for us, and we're just going to try to get his counter offer of 150,000. And it's about time that Goretzka has accepted our contract offer. 60 grand a week, 4 years, and the important first team player will accept that, and he will be into the team. We'll end off today's episode by hopping into the final of our preseason tournament, and I made a couple of slight modifications to the team. We're giving Origi the start because already he's starting to complain about his playtime, and he is the highest rated striker on our team, so I think he does deserve to get the start in this one. Nice job by Riedewald to get ahead on this. Payet on the ball now. Not the best pass, but Origi's going to keep it for us. Looking for Payet. Payet, it's Noble on the ball right here. He's just got to get around one more defender. Has the shot, and that was not too far wide. I think he might have had Akinfeev beat. Lanzini on the ball here. Can he continue his performance from last season? Chops inside. We're going to keep it, though, with Noble. Noble's going to play it off to Goretzka. Can he get a debut goal for us? This is good. He's going to go with his right foot. Takes a deflection out for a corner. We're going to play this one short. Payet on the ball is going to find Lanzini, getting inside the box, gets by one defender, have a shot. Oh, Akinfeev again with the save. Lanzini here on the ball. He's got room, but the ref is going to call the halftime whistle. We've really had a number of chances, and Moscow really hasn't had any in this first half. So I think we've really locked things up to put ourselves in a good position here in the second half. Oh, what a steal by Riedewald. And now we've got space. Origi looking to play it through, and it's Payet. He's got space, gets by one, plays it through. This is Goretzka. Can he just finesse it around the keeper? Saved by Akinfeev and cleared out for a corner kick. Goretzka, that's his second chance this game. Noble gets around one defender, sees the through ball, and he's going to play it into Origi. He's going to try to cut around inside. Just has to get by one more. The finesse shot is there. Origi with the skillful dribbling and showing why he wants that first spot as the striker. And if he continues to perform like that, I think he's going to beat out Iheanacho doing so. One more look at the replay. He does really well to control this one, and a lot of skill to get by that last defender, and a calm finesse shot to get it around the keeper. We're up 1-0. Riedewald leading the counterattack here is going to play it through to Lanzini. He doesn't have much fitness left, but he's going to cut inside, play it off to the middle now. It's Payet. Payet's going to find Goretzka. Can he finally get a goal? Origi got in the way. Cross sent in. Let's get this out of here. And away. Come on, boys. No, you're kidding me. It's a penalty kick? I don't know a worse time to give up a penalty kick than in the 90th minute when they're not even having goal-scoring opportunity. But now we have to rely on Adrian to make a huge save for us. Come on, Adrian. You've saved a couple of penalty kicks before. Let's do it again. I'm going to say they go down the middle. And he hits it off the crossbar and in. Oh, Zarate. This is good. Zarate, can he finish this? Mauro Zarate! What on earth? I can't even explain that right there. Zarate, there's a reason I didn't sell him, and one of the reasons is right there. I don't know how often Zarate manages to go from kickoff, somehow scrap and get the ball, as he does right there and puts it in the back net. I think the keeper even got a piece of it, but the shot was just too powerful. Mauro Zarate, what a man. Well, there it is, guys. We ended last season with a trophy, and we're starting this season with a trophy. Spectacular start to the season, and that means we get some more funds to hopefully bring in some more players for this team. I'm really excited for the next episode. And if you guys did enjoy this episode today, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Until the next episode of this West Ham Career Mode, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.